In honor of tonight probably being, well, who knows what will happen, the end, not just of the second run of DIY, but maybe the end for Tommaso Ciampa as well. As again, with, well, we'll get into that towards the end because that thing was freaking awesome. I mean, that ending was freaking awesome, epic, whatever you want to say. But guys, what is going on? This is the Club of the Man 1993, and it's a little warmer up here today, so I'm going to take my hood off because, you know, I'm in my bedroom now. It's toasty and nice and cozy. But anyway, so welcome, guys, to my live review of this week's episode of NXT, the March 13th, 2019 edition of NXT, as always took place at Full Sail University. And back-to-back weeks, I gave NXT the same exact grade because this episode was just awesome. It did everything I felt it needed to be done and whatnot. Storytelling was on point. So psyched for Takeover New York. I wish they didn't change it to Friday night and it was still Saturday, because if it was Saturday night, I would be there live. But instead, we're watching it live at Daniel Guys' house. We will do a live review from his house before we leave for our overnight journey to New York City. But this episode again was fun. I loved it, especially that ending. But it really makes me mad now that I don't know what's going to happen next week. You know, again, I still heard the rumors that it was supposed to be Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa for the NXT Championship, but apparently there was 2 weeks of tapings that were filmed tonight, apparently. So I don't know what happened on them. I didn't read any spoilers, so we'll have to wait and see. So if you guys, of course, read any spoilers, don't tell me anything. Nothing. I want to see what they're going to do, especially with this, because man, that ending just really made me wish that, you know, Ciampa did not get hurt. But of course, you know, hopefully, you know, no matter what happens, Ciampa is at home recovering. I'm sure him and Goldie will reunite someday, even if it's to a different title belt. I'm sorry. Oh, I said belt. I am so sorry. Another championship, because Vince McMahon says you can't say championship. Who knows? But check the live chat first, see who we got. We've got Mark in there. What's up, Mark? Saying it looks like Gargano got Ciampa back. Oop. Yes, he did. And I popped big time when well, then again, I didn't know. If I would have known, I didn't expect, if I would have known, like, you know, when it was going to happen, I feel like, you know, if I would have been knew it was going to happen, I may have done live reactions while watching that main event, because I popped whenever that happened. I'm like, oh yes, I've been, you know, we'll get to the course, you know, when we get to the end. But thank you for joining me live, Mark. We're gonna do this live. Also, I'll do this review live. I know I said my NXT UK review after I do my live review. I'm going to then record a turn alert. Well, actually, now I got to do 2 turn alerts now. One from NXT UK and one from tonight, of course, because someone else, you know, fully let go of the dark side, as we were just talking about Johnny Gargano. So I wanted to do the official face turn, but there's been some other stuff I wanted to get to on this channel. Since it's 1:30 in the morning, I want to do something else, take care of something else tonight, and I'll do the turn alerts tomorrow. And there will be a special live stream tomorrow night for sure. Not pushing it to Friday or anything, but there will be one tomorrow night. But just get that out there real quick. But let's talk about this show. So this show opened up with Mustache Mountain taking on the Forgotten Sons, Wesley Blake and Steve Cutler, with Jackson Riker in their corner in the semifinals match of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. And to my surprise, Forgotten Sons beat Mustache Mountain. And, you know, I still, you know, wasn't really digging them. I mean, I didn't say I wasn't a fan of the Forgotten Sons, but I really feel like they've started to pick up some momentum ever since that I watched that Fallout show / takeover pre-show match they had against Street Profits in Phoenix, and I started to see a little more potential in them. Because at first I was like, yeah, they are what they are, but I don't dig them too much yet. But I think the biggest problem is they haven't really utilized Jackson Riker that much yet, and I don't know why that's the case. But they utilized him again in this match as again as some dangerous ally of them. Basically, it was a very aggressive match. Of course, Tyler Bate did the unthinkable as usual. Again, the man who I just always said can literally wrestle any style of wrestling. He wrestled big men. He can wrestle mat wrestlers, technical wrestlers, high flyers, cruiserweights, same thing. Like his style can mix in so well with anybody's. And he does, of course, a freaking airplane spin with both Wesley Blake and Steve Cutler on his shoulders. And I thought, of course, that was epic. One of my favorite parts of this match for sure. But then Trent Seven had his man up in a torture rack. But then Tyler Bate is pushed off the top rope onto the floor and into a Riker clothesline, basically taking him out. So they get back into the ring based off the distraction. Double team on Trent Seven to hit a stomp reverse DDT finisher to get the victory. So just like that, we're getting the Forgotten Sons are going on to the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Finals, which surprises me, but it's giving them a little bit of a rub and a little more momentum. So I'm just like, okay, cool with me. We'll see where this goes with who they're facing in 2 weeks for the finals for the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. We then have an interview backstage with Matt Riddle, who basically is just saying, he's eyeing up the NXT North American Championship. Well, Adam Cole comes in, and he claims he's going to get that North American title back. He's never gotten his one-on-one rematch for the North American Championship. But then Riddle then suggests they continue this little powwow in the ring. He said powwow. So I don't know, maybe where you're going to get a match with Adam Cole and Ricochet. With Adam Cole and Matt Riddle, maybe in the next couple weeks also for TakeOver, or this is teasing for maybe a triple threat at TakeOver, even though I don't know if I want to. Well, I can't say anything too much yet because I haven't got to the match, because if there is a triple threat at TakeOver, then we're going to be getting, 2 multi-man matches, because we got one officially announced for tonight, which came from, but it was still a good backstage interview. But a match with Matt Riddle and Adam Cole, take my money, it'd be pretty darn good. Again, I keep saying, I bet you guys any money, by the end of the year, Matt Riddle will be NXT champion. Like, probably, if they want to give it to him, the weekend of Survivor Series, like if they're doing a TakeOver War Games 3, if that's what we're going to call it this year, bet you any money, I would love to see Matt Riddle become NXT champion that weekend. I think it would be the right time for him. But maybe he might get a run with the North American title as well. But of course, we all know, hopefully, who will be the first person to hold both the North American and NXT championship. Thought it was going to be Ricochet. I thought he was going to be facing Ciampa at TakeOver New York, but nope. We all found out tonight what exactly they're going for TakeOver New York before Ciampa got injured. I'm really mad now. Anyways, but next we had the a number 1 contenders match for the NXT Women's Championship. It was Bianca Belair, the EST, who still believes she is undefeated, taking on the Genius of the Sky, Io Shirai. Of course, this match I felt was a little bit came at a weird time because, obviously, again, this whole Shayna Baszler, like I said, not Shayna Baszler, Bianca Belair's, goal. The goal I had for Bianca Belair for her NXT Women's Championship was to start to develop more of a character, and it felt she was definitely going to a more of like a baby face, role and gain sympathy. Well, of course, then when this thing with Io Shirai started, she kind of revert back a little bit to the heel side. But I feel like they try to kind of still keep this like face on face, but like Bianca be a little more cocky because like they had that moment in the match where they both kind of acknowledged that the crowd was giving mixed reactions. Let's go Io, and they wanted Bianca. Going back and forth, Io and Bianca, basically. But I thought this was definitely a pretty good match between both of these women. Definitely one of Io's best singles matches, of course, NXT so far. And Bianca, of course, looked pretty good as well. Of course, she used the freaking Hair also slapped Io, which again, Io's a small, cute little woman. Like I hope, she wasn't too, hurt by that hair whip. Again, I'm pretty sure I would be in pain from that hair whip from Bianca. But Shayna Baszler was on commentary, but then she would then eventually leave the commentary booth, and she gets in, she drags out Io, then she puts a Kirifuda clutch onto Bianca Belair. And then, of course, out came Kairi Sane, who went to beat down Shayna Baszler because the way that their last match ended at Takeover War Games 2, it felt like these two still had kind of like some unfinished business. But she came out and she tried to attack, but she got taken down by the Kirifuda clutch. Io came back in to save Kairi, but she took a big knee and tosses the champ outside. She then turns to tend to Kairi, but Shayna gets right back in and locks her in the Kirifuda clutch as well. So she gets all three women to pass out to the Kirifuda clutch. And then backstage, she was basically told that she was going to defend the NXT Women's Championship in a fatal four-way match at TakeOver New York. So why is it every time I predict, like a triple threat or fatal four-way ends being a singles match? And then when I predict a multi-man match, because I predicted a multi-man match, it's a singles match. I could never get some of these matches right because of that. I don't know. That was kind of dumb me making that noise. But so yeah, we're getting that now, which kind of shoots out my idea of hoping they would have called up Kairi Sane for her to have a title match against Asuka at WrestleMania. But probably gonna be Lacey Evans in this one, or who knows? Maybe Asuka won't defend the title at all at WrestleMania, which would be stupid not to do that. But we also get a recap of what happened with Dominik Dijakovic and Keith Lee in their match 2 weeks ago at the Performance Center last week as well, and saying that they will have a match next week. Which I'm like, dang it! I was hoping they would have saved it for Takeover, unless they're going to set something up then for Takeover. But these two need to have a match at Takeover. That match was so freaking good. And even the match again that Dijakovic had against Punishment Martinez at that live event I went to recently was pretty good too. Like I want to see these two have a takeover match. It was just so good. But we'll see what happens in 2 weeks. Check the live chat before we get to the main event. Nothing new. Let's talk about this main event though. DIY taking on Ricochet and Aleister Black in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic semifinals. The winner in 2 weeks will face the Forgotten Sons for the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Cup. This is the fourth Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. Yeah, first one, Balor and Joe won it. The second one, Authors of Pain, were now AOP. Last year, despite the fact that they weren't in the tournament, it was the Undisputed Era. This year is going to be either the Forgotten Sons, Ricochet and Aleister Black, or DIY. Let's get to this match. This is a fun match, of course. All four of these men who have, of course, been having issues with each other over the past several months with Aleister Black and Tommaso Ciampa to, Johnny Gargano, attacking Aleister Black. And, of course, even, his stuff with Ricochet recently as well. And even Ricochet had some issues with Tommaso Ciampa, since Ciampa obviously was the one pulling Johnny Gargano's strings like a puppet. Or at least we thought we kind of did at first. But this match was awesome. Had a bunch of really, crazy spots. Johnny Gargano hit a spear on Ricochet at the beginning of the match. And then we had some other moments in there. Ricochet got out of stays off DIY, delivered his neckbreaker DDT combo. Aleister Black came for the hot tag. Gargano goes for the spear after a kick to the back of Black, but Black kicks him in the face and hits a brain buster that needs to be broken up by Ciampa. And then Ciampa tags in, hits a knee, and then DIY goes for their double team finisher, but then Ricochet pulls Johnny out, and now it's just breaking down with the chaos all over the place. Ciampa is hitting a hangman's neckbreaker on Black from the top rope, and then a DDT from Johnny Gargano, that kick that locks in the Gargano escape on Aleister Black. Ricochet tries to break it up. He's caught in an armbar though by Ciampa. Those, I miss those, like those combo of like submission finishes like from DIY, especially of course in the match when they beat the Revival at TakeOver Toronto. Still one of the best tag team matches I've definitely seen. But that was a cool spot there. Ricochet was able to lift up Ciampa, though, and hit a Death Valley driver, but he drops him on Gargano, and it kind of like hit like Gargano right on the side of the leg. And Gargano looked like he was starting to grab his leg, like he had injured his leg. I'm like, uh-oh, that's not good here. But then, after, getting out of the, after getting out of that, he crawls in to tag Ciampa. Gargano, though, rolls out of the ring, sits on ringside, having trouble standing. Ciampa does roll out, though, to check on Johnny to see if he's all right. He comes in there, and then he finds that Ricochet, and two exchanges of blows in the middle of the ring. Back and forth moment there, but Johnny was struggling back to the apron. So Ciampa is just going at it alone, but then Black tags in. He escapes a fairy tale ending, and just out of the blue, bam, hits a Black mass out of nowhere, and then tags in Ricochet, hits the 630 senton to get the win. And of course, this is very fitting as about what happened next, as those two, Ricochet and Aleister Black, have been having their issues getting one up on Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano for the past, since the whole, it was a reveal of who attacked Aleister Black, and Aleister Black finally got his comeuppance on Ciampa and Gargano. Ricochet got his also as well for, taking the North American Championship and whatnot. So they win. They're going to advance to the finals in 2 weeks. They will face the Forgotten Sons. And the winner, of course, wins the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic and gets a Tag Team Championship opportunity against the War Raiders at TakeOver New York. Now, my thing is whether they win this match or not, once this whole Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic stuff ends, can these two on the main roster just start doing just singles matches? Why do they always have to be in tag matches? I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. I'm wondering if they have like a plan for that. Maybe it's going to set up like a Ricochet and Aleister Black feud. I don't know. I don't want to completely do that because I don't want to completely, copy what they did last year at TakeOver New Orleans. But, because it'll be a pretty darn good match at some point. We'll probably get on the main roster. But after the match, Candice LeRae runs down to check on Johnny. Ciampa sits on the ring apron, gets down and walks over to Johnny. And he and Candice help Johnny up. And they seem like they're all getting along just fine. They make their way up the ramp. When they get at the top of the ramp to the stage, Johnny then slips and falls, probably selling that maybe that his leg gave out because, again, Ciampa was dropped onto his leg. Ciampa helps him up, and Johnny is looking out into the crowd, like away from Ciampa. And just that split second of that close-up shot, you see that fire in Ciampa's blue eyes light up, and I'm just like, here it comes. And he goes to attack Johnny by throwing him into the LED board the same way he did when he first turned on Ciampa almost 2 years ago at TakeOver Chicago 1. But this time, though, it was a whole different story. Johnny put his bad leg out and stopped Ciampa from doing what he was doing. And he looks at him, smiling, and is like, no, this is not how it's going to go down. And he grabs Ciampa from behind and turns around, and he slams him into the LED board. And he just uses his bad leg, and he pretty much just says, like, yeah, do it yourself, right? DIY, huh? D-I, bam, Y. He kicks, he does a super kick, right into Tommaso, flat out laying him out. Johnny Gargano is Johnny wrestling once again, and Candice LeRae had the front row seat as she seemed to enjoy it. It was all a setup, and even Johnny, I'll try to pull up the tweet here to see exactly what he said. Like, obviously revealing that it was a setup this whole entire time of what he was doing, and unfortunately, it may not be able to continue on since since Ciampa's hurt, but of course we'll see, of course, what will happen when Ciampa gets back. But man, if Ciampa did not get hurt, this would be just the perfect way to segue into their match at TakeOver New York. He said, "It was the face you make when a plan comes together. I told everyone 7 months ago that it was time to become the man I was always meant to be. It's been a long road to get here, but it's good to be back. Hashtag Johnny Wrestling." Oh man, it just felt awesome again. Like, it was again one of those moments we were waiting for. Like, we knew, the story between Gargano and Ciampa was not over, and they did in a way where we were hungry to see Johnny get his comeuppance. Johnny, of course, did get his comeuppance on Ciampa for having caused him to lose his job, but then Ciampa's like, "Well, as long as you're still here, I'm going to continue to make your life miserable," and it was working. And now finally, Johnny played Tommaso Ciampa's game, and now look where he got him, right in the palm of his hands. Just a shame again we're not going to see that match at TakeOver New York. Hopefully we will see that blow-off match, though, whenever Ciampa is healthy. Again, I've heard rumors 6 to 14 months. I also heard the rumors of maybe, just 3 to 6 months. I mean, I'll look up, the latest information and see what it is. But, guys, another A episode of NXT, in my opinion. Just a great ending, but, again, we'll have to see what happens with the tapings next week. Hopefully, again, we'll see what happens next week with the NXT Championship picture with Tommaso Ciampa, of course, having his neck surgery. I mean, he posted that photo of him sitting at home watching Fastlane holding Goldie, but then again, doesn't mean anything. I'm pretty sure you can't come back a month after neck surgery, even though I don't think it was as major as I thought it was. You can't come back from neck surgery and in a month and be able to put on a quality match. So we'll see what happens when Tommaso Ciampa gets back. Apparently, rumors have it there is already a draft for a storyline for when he comes back. And I cannot wait. But guys, that's my live review of NXT. Again, I'll do the turn alerts tomorrow. I want to take care of something else tonight before I go to bed. And then I'll probably get that uploaded later, like in the next 2 hours or so. Well, probably not the next 2 hours or so, but I'll probably get uploaded in the morning, which is the next part of my Harry Potter and the Chamber series. Let's play. I put that off for too long. I want to get back to Adam Project over the weekend. But tomorrow will be the 2 turn alerts, Noam Dar, Johnny Gargano, and of course, my special live stream, which would be my top 10 WrestleMania moments. And then Friday, I plan on doing my baseball preseason predictions. Basically, I need to get those in. I want to do that for sure. So yeah, a lot more content coming to the channel as well. Always, guys, and also please make sure to check out my match cards for TakeOver New York, even though most of the predictions are not correct now. And TakeOver New York and my WrestleMania card predictions. Those views are kind of low. WrestleMania especially should be getting a couple thousand views, guys. Let's get the views up. So until then, guys, once again, sub, like on the video, leave your thoughts down in the comment section below, and subscribe or comment to my channel. You may follow me on Twitter as well at DemandAirBunny3. That, guys, I will see you all later. Have a great rest of your night. Peace out, everybody.